Hello everyone, welcome to Billie Holman Creations. This is Billie. I hope you're all well today and thank you for joining me. Now, this is a bit of mass confusion. I'm trying in my mind to figure out how I'm going to show you what I'm doing. But first of all, let me show you what we're using. Now, in my last video with the steampunk clock, I put a little blurb in there to, if you're buying your flowers for the summer garden, save your little tags. Now, I have saved quite a few through the years, some big ones, some of the regular sized small ones like this. Now, I did wash them in soap and water, but I did find that they don't all come clean, so I take a little rubbing or isopropyl alcohol and just wipe the rest of the, the crud or dirt off, or the little smears and water drops. So that works out really well. So let me show you what I'm going to be using, and that way once I start I can just get into using what I need as we go along. Now, first of all, I have some scrap pieces of contact paper. This is just Duck brand, or any kind of contact paper will do. I did purchase some things from Temu, and I will link them in my description box. I'm trying to save the item numbers along with the price, and I can list those because I have 3 different discount codes. If you'll look, it's pretty self-explanatory. But I got these watercolors, acrylic painters from Temu a time ago. I've never used acrylic painters before, or markers, but boy, this set comes with 36 different colors, and I laid them in this box so I can see what I have. And they have 2 tips. They have a fine tip, which isn't all that fine. Where are we? And then we have a brush tip, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to be using some of those today. So let me set those aside. Now, I've also have little rectangles of these Foster Woodsies. Now, I'm sure many of you might have played with these Foster Woodsies before. There's all kinds of shapes. And what I did pull out, and there's so many shapes. You could have hearts, diamonds, whatever, but I pulled out what these rectangles seem to be like little shingles. So I did get those, and they fit great for the little flower, what would you call them? Little pegs, little flower identifiers or whatever. So I have a bunch of those. And I have some open, or not open, closed back bezels. Now, some are from Temu, some are from Amazon. I have some open back bezels that I got from Temu, and these came in a big variety. There's the ovals, the circles, the triangles, and little hexagons here. So those are fun. We're going to work with those. Some miscellaneous clasps, and oh gosh, what are these? Words on the tip of my tongue. They go on the back of necklaces so you can hang them like that. They're not bezels. I just said bezels. Those aren't bezels. I don't know what they are. Then I had these, which are for jewelry making, and I think I might put these on one of our pendants. That's what we're making. We're making pendants and earrings. And then I also have some jump rings, various sizes, because we're going to need those. And I did find some charms from Temu. This is a big variety. I have the silver, and I do have some bronze also. But I was looking through this, and there's a few I pulled out that we'll be using. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I also found some really cute butterfly charms, and we're going to use a couple of these too. These are from Temu. all different colors. And I think you get 50. It doesn't say. There's quite a lot in this bag, so I pulled out a couple of those we'll be using. My JDiction UV resin, I just purchased this because the other Michael's brand was just really affecting my sinuses bad. Even, well, I didn't use the big ventilator, but even using a mask. I have my little UV flashlight, and over here my UV lamp, and it's going to go on if I move it around, but it's this one. And all that I have in my Amazon storefront. So, let's get started. First of all, let's start with a couple or 3 of these little flower tags that I cut out. This one was small, so I just grabbed a little smaller rectangle. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to think of the color for the back, and I've got, let's say, a red, a pink, and possibly a fuchsia pink. I'm not sure. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to grab, oh, I just saw it in hand. I think this is the red one. The one thing about these markers is the color shown on the lid caps are actually a little different than what you're actually seeing on the caps. So let's just do this little square red, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to color the back. And I hope the lighting is fair. Actually, I should set up a little lamp. I'm just going to paint with these pens the back of these pieces of wood. Now, normally I'd use a Sharpie because I have a lot of Sharpies, but I noticed they leave streaks, and where these paint pens don't leave streaks. It's pretty awesome. Maybe a little darker. Just want to cover the back. We're going to have solid backs, and then I'm going to do the sides also. I'll have to probably repeat doing the sides once I get the little tag pieces on. I'm just going to color the sides. And then on the front, I'm going to come in a little bit to make sure that that shows up if I don't cut the tags properly or if there's a little gap. So I'm going to do that with these 2. And, oh, wrong cap. I'm going to set up another lamp so we can see better. Just a moment. Let's try this. Oh, that's better. Is there a glare? Or are we good? Oh, that's very good. All right. Now we can do, it's got 3 different, that's a lot better, isn't it? Or I could bring it down a skosh. Hold on, this isn't, this is man-powered. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay, all set. So, there's the red. Let me grab a pink. See which pink goes. This pink will work perfectly on here. Once again, we're just going to paint the back. Wood grain shows through a little bit. I think once people see these finished, that they will have no clue or idea as to what you actually used. And once the resin is on, they're really pretty. Really, really pretty. So I did a little flower shopping this year, and everything in my flower beds are doing well, except one clematis did not come back this year, and I'd like to get another one, and I haven't. But I might do a short and show you my flower beds one day here soon, when they start to really get to blooming. And I did have a video last year of drying my flowers with silicone. And I'll tell you, that was so much fun, but I have so many flowers this year that I don't think I'm going to do any more this year because I'm rather overloaded. Let's see, I wonder if this is a bit of a, I don't know if I should go red or pink again on that one. This is a pretty bright, you know, let's do black. I think black would be good. A good option. Now let me find my black marker here. Unless I pulled it out already. I tried to get everything set out and prepared for you. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a black. We're just going to do a black one, which would look nice on this red. Okay. Just paint that in. I like these. Then again, I've always liked to color and paint. So I'll just show you how I got these prepared. And once again, go on the inside in case I miss something. Don't want the wood showing at all. Okay, there. Now the next step was to take some, I just used super glue gel, Loctite super glue gel, and I took a little micro brush to spread that around. So let's just get some on here, and we're gonna spread that around and be sure to get the edges. Now, even if the flower label is oversized, go ahead and glue it down because we can trim the paper overhang a little later. This one I want to cover with something because it has part of a logo on there. But this was very pretty, I thought. So we're just going to let that dry. Press that down. Glue your fingers together. Whoops, see, I moved it. Oh, well, you know what I forgot to do? Darn me. Well, we can do it now. I forgot to paint around the edges of the paper. Ugh. That's what I forgot to do. So let me do that while it's on there. That's what I meant to do. Like that. We don't want that showing. Okay. See, and I scooted it away from the edge a little bit. Now let's do that again with the pink. Even though it's got a black on the front, we want to get those sides covered. I'm just gonna go around there, color that in so it blends into the wood. Okay, like that. I'll go ahead and do that one with the black. Like that. And that will go with that one. What did I do here? I could have cut that a little better. Let me nip this little edge off right here. And try that again. Just right there. Okay. Now, oh, I have a yellow one too. I can do that later. Back to gluing. Let's just get those 3 done. Little glue. Oh, down. I don't think it'll, well, I don't know how fast that'll set. I have it on my fingers already. I want to get close to the edge. Ugh, here we go. Okay. Set this one on. That is a beautiful bleeding heart. Try to get that. Now, this one doesn't fit exactly right. There is a gap of pink there, but that's okay. The red one's a little bigger, so we shouldn't have that. I mean, the red and black is a little bigger. We shouldn't have that problem. Let's just get this on. Whoa, there we are. I have to wipe that off. Got it on a white silicone mat here. Get that out of the way. And I'll set that on. There, that one fits a little better, but it's got an overhang, and that's okay. We're going to take care of that. So, could have done better. Could have done a little neater job. Let me get this off of here if it'll come up. If it'll come up. Don't need super glue on there. Okay, now, if we flip this over, let's see how crooked I put that on. But I'm just going to grab some scissors now and trim that as close as I can. And the little corners. Like that. This could use a trim too. And if I can't get it all as close as I want it, I can take an X-Acto knife and just carefully, let me get this light over here a little better. Okay, I can take the X-Acto knife and just skim that across there. And try to make that as smooth as I possibly can. Just to make sure it's on there. And since this has an overhang of the black piece of wood, I'm just going to make a little mark here, and maybe I can score it. I think you just want your edges as clean and as neat as you possibly can. Especially if you're going to sell these at a fair. Now that corner's sticking up. So let me get a little more glue down there. I don't want that sticking up, because if it does, it'll show up with a gap when you do your resining. So just smear, get that in there a little bit. Hold that down. Okay. Now once that dries, to finish off that edge, I'm going to take my sanding block, and you can go just back and forth I want that really dry first, but I'm just going to go back and forth, speak Billy, sand at that edge. And then once that's done, we'll take the marker and do your sides again, okay? So I have a few right here that are already done that way. So I've got a beautiful white, and that's the top. Then I have, these are different colored petunias. Then I believe this is a foxglove. So at this point, you need to decide what you're going to use for your clasp or your hook, you know, to make this a necklace or earrings. Now, I could use this backer and go ahead and UV that on. And then I could also take this little clasp, and I don't know what it's called, and I could UV that on like that, cinch it up and UV it on, or you could UV it on later. But I think I'm going to do that now. And this one, you can just drill a hole once it's finished, okay? So let's get these ready to go. See, I already have glue over there, but the resin will cover that. So let's take a little bit of our glue, and I'm going to put this right on. I forgot what this is called. I'll figure it out. Figure it out later. Spread that around a little bit. And I can center just by setting that on. Oh, I want to go the other way. Geez, that was a close call. That's the top. And I just want to eyeball that center, okay? Just like that. And I think it's straight. And I think it's pretty centered. So this one, I'm going to need a pair of, pardon me, a wire tool. Oh, you know, I still get so nervous when I start a video, and then once I get rolling, I seem to calm down, but it's just, I guess, the way of my world. But I'm just going to put a little glue right in here. We'll see how this turns out. My one fear is that it won't lay level when I go to put my resin on. So let me get that centered as best I can. I'm going to take these pliers and I'm just going to squeeze that right into it. Get it as close as I can. We're just going to squeeze. I think I have some of those flat pliers too. Probably would work better, but oh shoot, Billy. Did I miss where the glue went or didn't have enough glue? Let's try that again. My apologies. Let's just get it right in there. Swish it around. Make sure all of it's covered. Get it right in there on the little teeth. What I think is cool about this little clasp is you can do both ends and use this for a bracelet. You know, a beaded bracelet or of some sort. Okay, now let's try. Squeeze that in. Oh, I think we've got it this time. There we go. And it's not going to lay flat. But I don't think this resin will roll off because this is the hard type. It's very thick, this JDiction resin. So let me move these out of the way. Pardon the dirt. But I'm just going to, first of all, I'm just going to put on a hospital mask. Because I did try this on an experimental piece, but I haven't put this on. So I'm going to go ahead and cover these with my resin. I've not used a lot of UV resin, that's for sure. But it's pretty amazing. All right. Now, if I can set this in. Okay, my lamp goes maximum of 60 seconds. I need to, it's plugged in. I just didn't hit the power switch on my 3-way or 4-way down here on the floor. Okay. We're going to go 60 seconds twice or 3 times. Hard to say. Okay, let's get rid of this. So while those are curing, I can show you how they look. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that petunia. Oh, it's just gorgeous. This, I think, was a peony, or I'm not sure, but that's what you're going to end up with once you do the back side also. Okay, so those are ready to drill. Okay, while those are going, I've got some bezels here. Now these are closed back bezels, and I just found these are little clovers. And I thought they would be really pretty. Let me hit that again. So what I did is I have a template, a circle template, and boy, this is quite handy. I've had this for a long time, but I'm sure we can find out where you can get them. I'm sure any craft store has them. Something on there. And this bezel, the entire diameter or distance between one edge to the other is 1 inch, but that's not what we want. And this one is 15/16 of an inch. Now that's close, but there's still going to be a little open edge on there. So what I did actually is I found, this is a big tag. I thought I'd start in the corner because you can get several out of this big tag. And that's a pretty area. Let me do that again over there. All right, so we've got little white flowers, and I think those are, oh, they're pinks. There you go, it says right there. And some pretty pinks. So I have an owl, a pointed owl, an awl, A-W-L, and I'm just going to score around this circle like that. Now, I also got this from Temu, and it's like an X-Acto knife, but a very fine tip, and it rotates. So I think you'd have to get a rhythm or get used to this little knife. You have to hold down really, really tight. Find a nice picture spot. That's what's nice about the template. You can see right through and pick out what areas you want to do. And let's see if this rotates as I cut. Oh, it seems to be doing it. Not as easily as the awl, but the awl is just scoring, and this is supposed to be cutting. But this plastic is pretty thick, but it will give you a score line. I'm sure with regular paper it'll cut pretty good. And then be sure to punch that to put it back in there so you don't get cut to pieces. See, now that's scored too. And now I can see where I want to cut. So quickly, let's just do one. Just do one here. Just cut this over here like that. Right around it, score line. I still have my mask on because I've got that UV lamp going still. Just going to cut as close as I can. And once again, we're going to take our marker and mark the edges to make sure that white does not show. Okay. There, we've got a piece hanging on, a little bit of overhang right here. And these don't fit perfect, but it's as close as I can possibly get. Now another way, take this off, another way, and you can use it for molds, because I've done it, and you can use it for these, because I tested it. Take your mold, or your bezel, or whatever shape of something where you want the inside, so you know exactly where to cut. Put that on your printer. Turn it over, put it on your printer, make a copy, and you will be able to see exactly where you're supposed to cut. And that works great for molds. Really, really well for molds. So see, this one, it's a little wobbly in there, but that might give you a chance to embellish it with small beads around the inside, you know, where that might show, or whatever you want to do, or just leave it plain. And once again, take your paint pen. Now that's a fuchsia. Is this fuchsia? Take your paint marker and go in there just to make sure. If it's not going to go right to the edge, that you're just going to see a little bit of the acrylic marker paint in there. Just like that. Boy, these work on metal pretty good actually, don't they? Just like that. We'll just go around a couple times. Get that right in there. Okay. Do your edges. Get rid of that white. Gosh, my fingers are catching everything because of the super glue on there. Okay, edges colored. Whoops, I keep doing that. There's two tips I can't seem to remember. All right, get a little bit of our super glue. And I don't know that you have to glue this down, but I'm gonna. You may not have to. Take this little brush and kind of smear it around so at least there's something holding it until we can resin it. Okay, now right side up. Just pop that in. And that one's ready to go. Okay, just like that. That's how we'll do those. So I can put this aside. And let's see. I was going to put that one was in the circle too. Okay, tuck that away. We can do that later. I can do it on the side. Now for the open end bezels, or the open back bezels, this is where our contact paper is going to come into play. But you know, before we do that, let's just get the backs of these done real quick. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. I think I could use another coat, actually. It's a little bump on the side. Let's see how this one turned out. I could have went thicker. Just looking. Now that one turned out good. What I will do is I will do another coat on top and do the backs so we have pieces like this with the front and back done. Okay, we don't need to go over that again, so I'll put those aside. Now back to the contact paper. You see how many bezels I've got. I've got an oval, 2 ovals, because I thought maybe I could make earrings, and 2 little hexagons. Well, they're not quite hexagons. Like that. There's quite a variety in that set that I did get from Temu. Okay, so I just pulled out these right here. Let me just cut a piece about, oh heavens, we'll just go down this way. Don't need that much. Just cut a piece about like this. As they go flying. I like my little Fisker scissors. I have several pair. Oh, they are the best. Okay. So, let me kind of roll this the other direction to kind of get the curl out of it. There. Give this a little peel. Just go back a little at a time or I'll be all tangled up in it. Let's get these ovals down. Triangle. And where's my other triangle? Here it is. That's just dirt under there, underneath it, those little specks. Get this one down. Stay. This one down. Oh, I have a rectangle too. Forgot about that one. So let's just go ahead, stick this somewhere like that. All right, I have a burnisher for my, well, it didn't come with my Cricut, but I've had this for a long time. And I'm just going to roll this over here, make sure those are good. And down. Okay. That should do it. And I'm going to leave those untrimmed. And what we're going to do, let me get it off of there. It's bothering me. All right. Pardon the noise. I've got my strapping tape on one of those roller things. So noise. Boy, I use this for everything. Just want to be able to see a clean area. I use this to clean my molds also. It just is regular old packing tape, strapping tape, shipping tape. Really cleans them up nice. So now I can come back here with that. And of course, in my case, I have cat hair. All right, there. Now, I think, because I've not done this before, I think I'm just going to put a clear level, pardon me. Oh, how's that going to work if we got gaps? I could mix the actual color, but you know, I need a solid background because you can see those. So what are we going to do? I think that we've got pinks, and I don't want to mix a bunch of different colors. Let's just do a black. How's that? I'm going to put some of my UV resin in a little cup. Make sure that lamp's off. Some UV resin, a toothpick, which I have here. And I'm going to grab, I think I have, oh my goodness, I have some mica powder right here. Just a moment, I'll grab it. So here's a cup. Let's get some resin in it. I'll add a little. Bombay ink was right across my desk from me on the shelf, so we're going to try that. Bombay black. Let's guesstimate how much I need. If I don't whip up enough, I can whip up enough later. Because we just want a little. So I guess my question to myself and to you is right now, should I just do a thin coat and put the picture on, or else it might run over the picture, won't it? Okay, that just answered my question. Okay, we're good to go. Forget it, Billy. I like this Bombay, which is actually India ink. Probably just a drop will get her done. Get the lid on. Where's that little, I was using this. No, that had glue on it. Let's try a different one. Let's just grab a toothpick, for goodness sakes. Probably won't be enough. I do need to get some good black and red colorants. Really a deep, deep red and a real deep black, like a paste or something. That I don't have. I can see specks of the ink in here. And I don't want to go overboard where it won't cure. But then again, we could have painted the back. That's an idea too, with our acrylic markers. All right, I think might have to do that. But like I said, I'm new at this when it comes to UV resin. I'm going to go ahead and just pour this rectangle. Can you see me? Am I on? Yes, I think. Can't see. All right. Get a little black on there. Might have put too much in there. There's a hair right off the get-go. Get rid of that. Now, don't know if I have maybe just enough to do. Oh, maybe just enough to do an oval. That's pretty thick. That's to the top almost. But I'll make the best of it. Okay, there. I'm going to go ahead and put this under the lamp, show you what else I'm going to be doing, and then I'll get them done. And that way, this isn't going to be one of my hour-and-a-half long videos. I don't know how some artists do it. They do all this work on a project, and then their video's 15 minutes. How do they do that? I can't. I just can't. All right, that's going. Be quiet, Billy. Let me show you what else I have. Oh, this one I messed up the edges. So I put a little bling on the side. Look at that. And I need to recoat because I had to sand a bubble off. That one needs fixing. Then these were key rings, or I guess some kind of ring, and they've got an advertisement on there. So I just cut a piece of one of the larger labels to fit that. Found one of those butterflies that's in red, and I thought I would get that one put on like so, and that would be a keychain. I also found a little piece of plastic that was an oval. I think it's supposed to be a magic mirror for a child or for Barbie or something. I was going to put this little clasp right in there, add the dragonfly, but I'll cut that loop off the dragonfly, of course. All right. So I will not keep you. I'm going to work on these and hopefully have a nice variety done that I can show you. And I hope this was helpful and you can make your own bezels out of flower stakes. Flower stakes from the nursery. Look at that. They're so pretty. And they're sturdy. Why not use them? All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will show you when I'm finished with everything. There's our black. And hello, everyone. I'm anxious to show you the jewelry made out of our plant tags. Let's start with the keychains. Looky there. There's the red one. And I put the pink one over here. Look at that. I added the keychain part and then the tassels, and they turned out really, really pretty. You can see them both there. Those are really nice. I like the pink one myself. But I don't need one. But I'll put them in my sale. Those are really cute. The two gold necklaces I did were with the clovers. So I added gold charms, a little gem in the middle, and gold chain that I happen to have. Those turned out really pretty. They're nice and domed. And then I have the triangles, remember? Those that match. They're plain, but they don't need to be accented, I don't think, with anything else. I think they turned out really pretty just as they are. There's a couple that didn't turn out, so I'm not going to worry about that, but the majority did. Here's another pair of earrings. Look at these with the really bright pink petunias. I hope they're focusing on camera here, but those are really pretty. Simple, but very, very pretty. And there's one I'm going to save for myself, and I'll tell you which one that is when I get to it. But the necklaces are really pretty, I'm telling you. Here's the one with that, I'll call it a crocodile clasp, the one that pinched in with the teeth. That one's real pretty, but I'm not real happy with this clasp. It looks rather dull. It looks rather dull. But I did put them all on a nice silver chain that I got from Amazon, and I will have those listed in my description. So here's the rest. I'll just bring them on in. Look at that, bleeding heart. I think these were the either dianthus, but I'm not quite sure. That's not a bleeding heart. That's the other one. What are those called? Oh, geez, here we go again. I don't know. I'm a bundle of nerves when I record anymore. This one is really pretty too. You know what they remind me of? They're so shiny. They're so slick. The backs turned out so nice. They remind me of chiclet gum. I don't know why. They remind me of chiclets, just a little bigger. But those three turned out really pretty. And then here's the Sweet Williams. And this white flower, white and black, that's really pretty. I don't know what that is. And then the little red and yellow, I don't know, are those daisies? But that's the little square one. It turned out really pretty too. Then the one I'm going to keep for myself is this purple petunia. I have always loved purple petunias. I have purple petunias out in my front yard. I have 3 different berms out there. And they're sentimental berms because one is, you know, for my mom. And then one's for my dad is an old wheelbarrow. One of his original wheelbarrows from like the 50s. Full of beautiful flowers. And then I have Willie, his cross out there. But they all have purple petunias. I think they're regal. I think purple is such a spiritual color that I absolutely love these. And I'm keeping this one for me. But I hope you like them. So it's amazing what we did, or what I did. What we did. We did it together. Just by saving. Oh, can't open it now. Oh, goodness. All these tags. Isn't that something? But they're so pretty. I hope you give this a try. They were a lot of fun and easy. Very easy. So now I'm getting accustomed to UV resin. JDiction. Anyway, I'll take some spills. I'll take some stills. Gosh. Breathe, Billy. I'll take some stills. I'll finish up this video. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye. Sending big hugs.